Okay, so we're going to go to the video right here. And what you're going to observe is the flashing lights, the flashing strobe light. I did a video that's over an hour long on this, just about 55 minutes. And now you're getting the short version. So don't think I'm missing things. It's just that, I just don't want to publish 1 hour videos all the time. Sometimes I just keep that content for myself. Over here is a strobe light that's up here. I believe that might be a strobe there, and we see a break. What presents as a break, or the wiring had to have that much strain relief inside of the box to allow for that to happen, for this not to be a break. Nevertheless, like I said, I spent over an hour on a video and making a video for you guys, and this panel gets lit up. This panel gets lit up. You're going to see it in the video. It took me some time to make sure that there was no other light over here. And there's the wall system too also. I'm confused with some lighting. Short answer is we got lighting working here. A strobe light. You'll see it. This tells you that the sprinkler system, part of the strobe light is part of that system, is working. On the main structure, you'll see the main structure, this tower over here to the left is standing, is dark. The electric in that building is obviously went south, and we have the issue of at that point, but the CPU system is sending messaging to the sprinkler system company. We know that for many days. I did a facetious video. I don't know if I posted it or when's it coming out, but I'll give you the short version of it again. That you're in good hands because NIST got hold of the CPU unit. The fire department got hold of that CPU unit, which is supposed to be made clear that can tell you what's going on. The fire department got hold of that unit the first day. The first day they got hold of it. And then they put it back. All right. So you guys know the way I present. Well, that's not true what I just stated. Our man, Matt, states that 4 days before the battery apparently went dead, did his 4 days went by, but he was getting transmissions. This means Miami-Dade, the greatest in the world, supposedly they tell themselves, didn't know to grab the CPU unit. NIST, with all the PhD engineers they had at that location within 4 days, didn't know to grab the CPU unit. Miami-Dade Police Department didn't know to grab the CPU unit. So if they're not grabbing the CPU unit, what are the chances that they actually grabbed cameras, camera video or recordings of what happened? I would say they're probably zero. And we would like to think, oh, no, they're probably hiding it somewhere along with Epstein's it's Epstein's hard drive. They're treating it like that. They got to let it go down. Of course, I'm being facetious. So 4 days, he was receiving signal. This is indicator that it was still connected to the building. It was still functioning. And our fire alarm company, Matt, was getting the signal still. This shows that this was just, you know what they say, people that get these jobs are just, a joke. Nepotism or whatever the hell it is, but obviously they don't have the brains God gave geese. Yeah, I'm already shadow banned anyway. What are they going to do to me? Nothing. And some of you people that try to troll me, I don't get paid for YouTube. You know what? I'm going back to blocking. I haven't blocked in a while, but I'm going back to blocking people, so you're going to get blocked. I don't get paid for this shit. Here's the other shot of it. I don't see any cameras on this side. This is a pole with a camera on it. Or as Nish would say, a non-camera. There's the doorway. There's the planter box that was left behind, including this section here of all this wall. And so it's about this much section of flooring at least. Let's go on. When you look at the video camera, and when I can pause it, which I did, this is the strobe going off. The strobe is approximately there where it is, and it's reflecting off the ceiling. And there's the panel in the background I said that's lit up. That helps you out. We'll take a peek at it. There's a security guard that everyone tells me is a few people trying to protect her, like she needs protection. She's a full-fledged adult. It's not a child we're talking about. Security guard. She chose the job of security guard. She chose the job of wanting to protect people or do whatever it may be. So why are you guys trying to protect her now? It's her job. And a couple of you keep trying to imply that she's stupid. You know, it's only a security guard job. It only pays this much wages. Well, you guys are some nasty people. You know, you must be some damn liberal type people to say something like that. It's disgusting. So you're creating low dollar amount of income with stupid. Well, let me tell you, I got to be the stupidest person in the world then, because I've spent so many hours doing this stuff. So I am way below a security guard. Even if she's making $10 an hour, whatever it may be, I am way down there like a nickel an hour right now. You know, 5 cents an hour. So I'm so much more superior than her in stupidity. Since you're basing it on income. Listen, I know many people that have what you guys demeaning jobs below you guys that are very intelligent. Now, they're not intelligent across the board with everything, but very intelligent with a lot of things. So that's disgusting to say that, oh, you know what? She's stupid because she gets $10 an hour. Or she's stupid because she's a security guard. I find that disgusting. I don't find her to be stupid. I find her to be quite interesting. What is she up to? She says she's a security guard to the cop to disarm him, if you will. But when she calls the 911, the emergency services, she doesn't tell them she's a security guard there. She's also eating. If you guys look up eating, at one point she's eating. Eating and shock or stress, they're not going to be related. They're not going to be related to you going to be doing that. This is on. So she's out there, not scared, not with a broken leg that she shows up with later, a broken arm, dislocated, whatever it might be. I don't know what the hell it was. She's out here using that right arm, running around with this light. Noteworthy, she has one ring on and a gold appearance of watch. I'm not saying it's gold appearance. Noteworthy. Again, there's your light. I'm into the video at this point. It's 33 minutes long. Okay. Let me pause that. That's the other video. So now I'm going to start the video. And the long video I made was edited, of course. But it's paused. It did 0.25 speed. So if you want to go there and do the same, enjoy yourself. Knock yourself out. Look at the strobe lights.
I don't know. What's going on? I can't see. Are you guys okay?
5:30.
Is there anybody with injuries?
Are you there? I'm receiving a 314 now. A building collapse at 8.
Okay. So this time we will do. I'll pause and I'll get this. Let me get the speed changed out. Okay. I decided I'll give you real time at 25%. So you're gonna hear the any noise, any narration in the background. Not from me, but from the video, you're going to hear a quarter speed. Okay, so we already have the makings of a streak of light there. Timestamp, you're at 18 seconds. And it develops. Now you have your next light. And what is your, and you see now we're going to be looking at colors.
34.
Okay, I'm going to pick it up from here. He's back on the sidewalk, the walkway area. And that's the wall. His body camera's got that. He's going to look over the wall in a minute, and the body camera will give us the strobe again. So that wall already showed you that wall real tight and deep dives in that. All right. So there's another cop there with the light. At one point, you're going to see a light right about there. When you adjust the video, it's probably going to be about here. That one's got me a little bit. We'll let that one ride for a moment. Okay, there's your strobes in the background. There's your strobes. I'm trying to catch it, so it really takes this long. I can't really go to it and timestamp because it splits seconds, frames. But you'll see it light up in a moment. Notice the building's dark, and there's your strobe. It's the dark building, the porch is above. There's a strobe lighting up, and I think this is the reflection from that strobe, and it's down, or vice versa. Now, let's let that play and get you another strobe. Hold on. I'm letting it go by time. Quarter speed. Watch the top there. Wait for it. Alright, so he's looking over. Yeah, I don't control the video, guys. I mean, watch the up there. You saw the flash again, a strobe. So the strobes are working. Read into anything more that light of something on the porch there, but you can or not. There are your strobes. The strobes are working. Don't get it confused to the left. It's part of that's the fireman. Now you see that light lit up the panel, as I told you. Now there might be another light over there that's strobing on this one. I spent a lot of time going through this. I mixed. I know there's at least this one, and then there's one odd light that flashes here. This one might be someone taking a photograph or not. I don't know. It's an odd light that comes right across the edge. I want to next move on from here. But this is to show you that the strobe system, the sprinkler system, the fire alarm system is working, even though it's on. Even though nothing was manually triggered by the security guard, we do have a strobe working. So we've got systems working. Of course, there's nothing here to trigger anymore. It's all destroyed. Well, you know, it's not functioning at that because of the collapse. Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, tying this in for you, we're at the garage. Number 54. Charles, that's a shout out to you. You and I were talking about 54. I want you to take note of it in this video to find it. I might stop and point it out. Here's the back wall. That's a very small pipe, right? Wait for it. Okay. So this is the south wall, Charles, and there's your 54. That was north wall. So here's your south wall, and there's your branch circuits, and across the ceiling are the loops. So here are the loops coming back towards you here. See the loops? You can zoom in. You see the timestamp. You can go find the video yourself. And there's that other circuit that comes across. 54, Charles. You know the significance of that. Okay, there's the loops. You see them going back. You see the main line, the larger feeder line, if you will. Larger line. I think that might be the 6-inch line back there. And it branches off, it reduces down to another line. I think they do 2.5. See, the other building's confusing me because I keep getting the plans mixed up in my brain. I've looked at the other building and I can't unsee it. This might be a manual pull station right here. Let's go. There's 5.2. There is the, of course, there's a camera there. Charles, there's your 54 and your camera. Charles, we have the other image I sent it to you. Did you find it yet? You can go 52 miles an hour. 5 miles an hour, guys. You know I can't help myself. Look, again, there's the larger line, right? Let's just... I mean, that thing looks like it might be the 6-inch line. I don't remember that. I didn't remember that one there. Then there's a line goes in the back, and then it feeds off of these lines. This might be 2-inch line. And then it feeds these are like 1.5, and I even saw a 1-inch line somewhere. So these are either the 1.5 or 1 inch. Your sprinkler heads or whatever the sprinkler heads are. This camera, of course, doesn't exist. It's only in our imagination, or it presents as a camera. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. All right. It exists, of course, but we'll never know. Apparently. Okay. Again, you see the lines in the back, and then these lines feeding it. and there's a sprinkler heads. So, and there's the securement right there for the ceiling. So I want you guys to understand this, is that once these go down, whether they break here and whether they break at this location here, or as it goes out right about here, midsection, and this goes over to here, that wall. Whether they break out here, or they break a wall line, it matters. The volume of water that's coming out matters. It was, I think they're designed to do 16. This is 1980 drawing, remind you, 0.16 gallons per minute on these heads. 1,500 square feet max, and after that, if you need more square footage, this system was not your system. But of course, we're not dealing with a fire, are we? There was no fire down here that we know of. You can take note of the ceiling. The ceiling has all of this mapping of cracks. This thing is just, it's got tons of mapping of cracks. You played a game, you would map this, when you played a game as a kid, follow the dots, and you would map it, and you would see that they're going to go back to your critical shear zones, and so the deflection is between there. In this case, this one at 50, this is inside, I would state inside the critical shear zone. You can argue, oh, it's just water penetration. Well, you know what? It's too convenient for me. It also maps the crack. Mapping it would give us a stress crack. All right, let's go. Okay, that's that pipe in the background. That's that one a little closer. This is 54. And from those major lines here, this one here goes up, ties in across the ceiling. And these are loops. All right, these are all the loops. They go to the other side. And so here's your pipe that I talk about that's down in the ceiling. That's the electric. I'm sorry, here it is. Right here, the electric down. And these are your loops going all the way across. And you could figure out which loops they are based on the number, and you can go back if you must. Of course, we see again this mapping of the fractures in the ceiling. There's the electric, like I said. There's your light that it probably connects to. All right, looks like a sprinkler head here, and this will be a securement. And let's see if I can zoom that for you. Nope, that's it. That's all you get for $10. All right, so all right, so then there's your mapping. Again, your fractures. And when it's done, they all basically come to the tributary area. Remember, it was foam sealed. And you see it there in epoxy at one point. But these are cracks. These are openings, cracks. And you can see them go all the way back to the turn in the pipe. This is where that panel is. So you want to triangulate that panel. 54 is over this direction. There's the turn in the pipe at the back wall. And this pipe appears, as I stated, anchored to the wall, not from the ceiling. I could not find any anchors holding it from the ceiling here. It's a, I don't even see the anchors there, frankly, but that's what we're looking like there. And it looks like another, the branch line off of that. Let's go. And amending. This looks like a securement to the ceiling here. So when I say it's on the back wall, I'm going to amend that to from back wall to ceiling located at the back wall. When I looked at the drawings, I couldn't tell the securement, and I just chose the back wall. But it's ceiling. The hangers work. These things work much better with a hanger than they do with the wall mount, and it's a much larger pipe than I mapped in my brain. Thank you to myself. I got to remember that's the 112 unit building I'm thinking of. There's securement, and these are there. They are there, and it looks like a more panel system, but securement. And this looks like a drain system. There's a little negative, a little like that, little exaggeration there. All right, so let's move it and sprinkle ahead. Sprinkle ahead. I don't know, sprinkle ahead. All right, so back wall, secure to amend it, secure to ceiling, I think. This is your repairs. This is a seam from the plywood. This is a plywood seam, and that's the paste that comes through the concrete when they're doing it, when they're making the formwork, when they're setting the concrete. That's what bleeds through, freezes in time. Okay. If you map this, you would map this to however it maps. However it maps. And the one above, of course, that's right there. And you'd map it over to wherever direction it's going. And if you follow that direction, and you now have midline. Midline is the lights. This thing is going right about midline. See if it picks up on the other side. And I think it does. It makes its way to this column here, and this one here. So it's fracturing all the hell thereupon about the midline, which tells me that the tributary area is a lot of deflection, enough so that we're getting fractures. She scans fast. I wanted to show you that line across the ceiling here. This one. Shout out to Embry. Embry gets the clamp identification on that one. Okay, so there's your hanger again. Hanger, sprinkle ahead, and the connection like that. Screw in your sprinkle ahead here, and 3/4 inch, just a coupling, T, and screw in your thread, 3/4 or what the hell am I saying? 1.5 or 1 inch pipe, and your T reduced down for your sprinkler head. Sorry. So again, we see our fractures, and this is a very important fracture there. This one here, I'm following next to them. And where are they? They're coming around 50, and they're making their wedge midline. And so opposing that, I look for the opposing stresses if I can find them. I don't see these right there. I'm just putting them there for you, just showing you what I'm looking for. Nevertheless, the deflection is taking place there. Deflection is taking place here. This being more rigid because it's got less. You don't see as much as this on this opposing side. So we're getting more deflection on this side for whatever reason. More deflection on this side than on this side in this image. I mean, I might go forward a couple of seconds and all of a sudden you see the fractures develop. Yeah, you see them present. Okay. As you look down here, this is the transition. This is the lobby transition right here. So we're in the driveway where the cars would drive and turn and park, or above us here, if you imagine. So this is the lobby where she runs out. So above us, there's the building, right? So we know that because of this turn in the pipe here. That's the clarity for that. the pool deck into the elevation change of 13 foot 6 inches to the lobby height. Anyway, they get it there. Let's go. Okay, it's going to reveal itself then. Okay, there we go. So there's the lobby transition height. 1, 2, 3. There they are. Going on. Here's the elevator shaft. Elevators, rather. Sprinkler heads, the loops, what they look like there. You guys can pause and go find them now. And I want to make my way back over here for you. Now we're outside the lobby. We're right about where the fracture, the inspection was. Right about here where they did an inspection hole, a core. This is the lobby above us. See the pipe rotation? So this is the lobby. This is where Near would have come to stand above us here and looked out and seen the cars. This was now down. It would have been on these cars at one point. But looking here, you see it's in the critical shear zone and the tributary zone. So it's critical shear zone and whatever the hell this is. And then this is just all destroyed. Here's where the cars park above us. This is all car parking. It's that one column that still punctures all the way up. It goes up to the main core of the building. The outside of the building, actually. But there's the largeness of it, if you will, if I can use that word for you. And then here's the smaller columns. So these are the columns. This is the planter box above us. And right here's some gate opening. I don't want to clutter the screen too much. Let's move it. So again, this would be the main building. Right here, though, is where that crack I talk about is right here. It's in the ceiling. I'm taking liberty pulling it down. Let me see if I can do something better than that. So that crack, I identify a crack in one of my videos. And here's the column coming off. The planter box is here above us. And this appears to be the crack where you have this defective looking construction, if you will. It's not construction. Defective looking materials, indicating that there's something going on here. Well, that's what I'm picking on right there. Looking for a hanger there. Anything else? Niet. No. All right. I want to see him turn right. I think she turns right just for a moment. Okay, I'm trying to catch it. So now you see the cars have gone down, and part of the car is taking out this loop here. And there's a loop going all the way back. That loop all the way back. And there's one of them above our head here. Sprinkler head. So when that garage goes down along with the pool deck area, it's not for free. These pipes aren't going to just, flex where you want them to and still stay mounted. As we can see, hey, they're mounted on the back wall there. So when that wall goes down, I kept thinking about why I wanted to pick on the wall, and I was trying to give an alternate means, and then I was trying to debunk myself. And at one point I remembered, oh yeah, I don't remember seeing the anchors torn from the wall. So that came to me after making that previous video. And I was like, you know what? I got to play devil's advocate and expose it in this video, which I'm doing now. So I want to make another 35-minute video, looks like now. Annoying as hell. But there is no breaking, tearing out from the wall. So that means the pipes are secured to the ceiling, this loop back here at the back wall area, but secured to the ceiling. And so when it goes down, that gives us more rigidity on that back wall too, doesn't it? When it snatches out, it's another dynamic to have to deal with on it. But they're only, not only, but they're, the distance, and then they're secured like that. I don't know how much I'm going to give it, but I'm going to give it something. And perhaps when it goes down fully, that it might explain why that one section that everybody wants to talk about, like, why is that one section down? Why is it behaving differently? Well, I already talked about the planet box rotation, etc. Hey, maybe you can add some pipe ripping it out also. I don't like that because I think it's concrete is reported to be pretty soft, not that happy to be taking a drill. It just goes right through it. So I don't imagine that they're going to have the ability to pull down. Let's go forward. I'm going to catch one more thing here. I'm going to show you the elevation change again at the structure, now that you understand a little bit better. Okay, so right here, this is the other elevation change, as you see. So this one, presents as straight, but this is the edge of the building, one of the planet boxes. And instead of rotating it right there and turning, they just simply extended that out to this location. And here's a 245 to make the conduit would be more of electricians a little more efficient with that, with their system. These guys ran it, see it right here, because it made it so easy. There it is, there. I'm going to move that away, but it probably made it easier to do all the returns like that and then wrap up and come around again for this what you guys know is H-beam, but it's really not just an H-beam. It's quite complicated. It's got quite a few legs to it, connecting, all this interconnecting. But most people only just see it as the H. Oh, incidentally, that H, if you will, that holds this is part of the bump out. This section here is part of the kitchen, I believe. It goes all the way up. So it's nothing minor back here. Again, you see the plane of the pipes there. How they traveled down, all the way down, all the turns, elevation changes. Let's move it, baby. Let's move it. I think she gives me one more detail and rotate for me. Okay. So here's the pipe that wraps around the garage area. I talk about that. And then turns, comes back, and then turns. In the stairwell is the stand pipe that goes up to, I think, divides to each floor, divides off and feeds each floor and the sprinkler systems on this tower, this being the tower that collapsed, and then the other tower has its own stairwell. And that would be by the, I think that stack is by the by the elevators. I got it confused once before when I was looking at this. I think 112 puts the stack on the other side, further away. So in other words, trust but verify. Don't trust me, verify. So again, you see part of the loop system is here. This loop goes all the way across. And this is where the structure went down. So that loop is now have much more than just a sprinkler head that went off, or two. Or three. There's a broken 1.5 inch pipe. The 1.5 inch pipe to a maybe down as low as a 1 inch pipe, I think, to the left. To it fracturing this totally. So it's looped. It goes around this building, around the backside in the other direction. We get a fracture on that side too. So the water flow, and we come in this way also. So we can get some massive water flow volume loss out of that two large pipes. The one on the back wall, I said, is 6 inches mounted to the ceiling by the back wall. So we can get a lot of loss of water flow from the pump that can put out, let's say, 800 gallons a minute. And then what's left of its flow, because it's going to hit all the openings, and using Pascal's law, that's going to be equal pressure everywhere. It's going to be equal pressure everywhere. I find that Pascal got a little defect in that, but nevertheless, I'm going to stay with that. And the water we see coming down in the garage, look where it puts us. It puts us inside the building, doesn't it? which, you know, I know we see the near furniture reportedly, the blue furniture, whatever it may be. But this pipe here is an issue, right? So let's resolve that a little bit. So let me get the drawing, and I'm going to try to wrap this up. We still get the building collapse like this. This is 111. Let me do that. And so let's make the deck, this is the deck area, pool deck area. All right, deck, pool area. Let's still get that collapsing. Well, not for free. This pipe here comes down, tears out. Maybe it breaks it at this connection. And I'll tell you this, it's not broken from here over, because this is the part, this section here, I see in the debris field, and this is underneath the slab. This is underneath this slab. And this is the only 90 that I could find like that. Let me back it up. That I could find there. So it's not under there. So it breaks. And I don't know if it breaks here or it breaks back here. But when we see it, we see water flowing, ejecting down. Okay. Deluge, as Matt would call it. And I can get your deluge and lower pressure, if you will, just by having that back wall, the part of the garage participating in this loop system. Lowering the pressure, which would then look like the volume is not as much as you think it would be, not 800 gallons a minute, or 95 psi. Now this is 1980 specs, so just bear with me if their specs were changed on it. Just alter it, make it work for whatever's current. The pump was changed out though, but I don't know, you know, what the real true pipe sizes are. You know, that's not like Party As Built. So now we get a break here in a pipe as this was torn down when, correction, let me grab the color. As this was torn down when the pad came down, it ripped the pipe out almost like unzipping rebar, except for now it did a break. And here's a water supply coming this direction. And maybe it torqued it a bit or turned it, but nevertheless, what we see looks like this, I believe. And it would be this pipe, it would be the one behind it, or it could even be ripped from this bent down and bent over a little bit, you know, a little bit of rotation on this pipe. And then we see that deal going on. And the break in the pipe, literally the break in the pipe, like putting your finger over it, could even change the direction. The break in the pipe could act like a finger, and it looks like, and it could swing it around. You know how you play with your finger on a hose? You could put the hose straight out in front of you, but move your position around the finger of the hose, and the water will squirt multiple directions. That could be even you know, it doesn't have to be just an open pipe in your mind. It could be a bent end of a pipe giving you direction at that point. So looking at this and considering it existing, we have a loop here. We've got the feeder branch here. I'm going to say feeder branch for you guys. Feeder branch there going back around. Actually, on this side is coming from the pump. Above us here is that's why I need all those pre-videos so you can learn it. So above us, right back here, above the garage, above this garage area here is the pump. The pump comes out to this side, comes this way, and comes around the front. When I say come around the front, that would be this pipe here. Not the white one. It's a red one back there. And then it goes back. This is conduit, as you can see with the maybe that's the one of the strobes. So since it doesn't look like a light, because we have lights. I put strobes and I put an eye over it anyway. Lights here. So this would probably be one of the strobes. And maybe we can find another one back there. There's an emergency exit. There's a light. The light is out at this point. It's gone. So how do we get that electrical failure also before this, the lighting being out? We have, when we start tearing out, well, let me have a little fun here. This pipe is obviously, the electric conduit comes over, comes around the pipe and goes this way. I mean, you could see it right here, right? Of course not. So this pipe tearing out doesn't pull down the electric there. So we need to find somewhere where the pipe terminates, starts killing electric. That's another part that we need to get going. This is still the sprinkler one I'm working on. And then I'll get us to the electric that pulls down the lighting. Of course, we already got it on the far end. We already got that lighting down. So if we knew the circuit of this lighting, maybe this is all garage lighting is on the same circuit. So when the parking garage goes down, the parking area, it terminates the light through a short. All right, there's your anchorage here from the ceiling. And so we have, I think, maybe two primary choices to pick from for the water source in the garage. You're going to pick this one, which is loop. I think this is 9. So this is loop 10. I think 10 loop, and this will be 11 loop. I think. So I think you're going to pick from these two. And remember your finger trick, and also the pressure. And we can pick, and it's coming over. If I pick this one, if I pick 11, remember the photographer can't get much of this column over here. So if I'm going to pick anything, I'm picking loop 11. And I'm picking loop 11 and a fracture here, a bend here, a deflection there, whatever it may be, the abrupt break of it. Nevertheless, that action going on. Our deluge coming from loop 10. See, look where it lines up with the photography-wise right here. And remember, camera, she's looking at it on an angle. So here's her view. Let's see. This is her field of view, the camera's field of view, and this will be the alignment of the column. The column we can't see is over here. I'm confusing you guys. So I like to add this. There's the 90 again, right? The change of direction going up. And they wanted the demo pictures. I see this part. I observe this part sticking out, identifying as this 90 part. So it's like the building's fractures back here. I recall seeing this turn. I recall seeing that 90. I gotta find the content for you. Not in this one. Okay, I got lucky. At the end of her video, she helps me out here because this is what we don't see in her photography. We don't see it, none of these columns identified because the door is blocking it. So the door is about right in line. If I were to send this down, it's right in line. This is the 11 loop, I believe. The 11 loop, right? So this is why I don't think it's coming from that one, but I like the 10th loop, right? So I like this 10th loop as our deluge creator. And now look, when I have a little fun, little liberty with my own drawing. Now she takes her video, and it's like that. And now you get this water from this 11th loop coming in. You get the lower pressure. What it presents is lower pressure because, again, the breaks in the pipes. These didn't just stay up in the air. They're all broken. All this is the main feeder lines, if you will, supply lines on the loop. And they're still got a hole in them, so they're still supplying water. And I think these are the two lines there, the supply and the return suction side going out. I think there's two lines there. 6-inch. 800 gallons a minute, I believe they would allow flow to go through. So it took me a few freeze frames, but there's your close-up of your shower head. Okay. So there's your size of your pipe. It might be 2-inch, might be 1.5. I don't think it's 1 inch. And there's your sprinkler head here, right there. And so there's your reduction to get you there. And as you can see, it is not a typical connection. It's typical connection, sorry. So one of these guys go to the exterior fire department connection, and one is part of the loop system. And we're back at the back wall. And just so you know, don't automatically assume that this goes to the loop system. It might go to the fire department's connections exterior. Yeah, you see them a lot. Look like that little head with the little thread caps on them inside the building. So here, I believe, are the suction side and the branch side to send out the flow. But it looks like we got more sealing damage there. more fractures. Again, this is a loop, sprinkler head, support anchor, and this is the dual. This is one in, one out, coming to the pump and then out. I think this is the suction side, supply side, and pump side. The two lines in the background. Recall that they were working on somebody over here, somewhere back here trapped. These pipes come into play with that. I spent a lot of time in that video. I'm still not certain about what the hell the position is, especially because of this orientation of the cars that they were working at it. So we have tons of conduit that we can remove during this collapse. We can short out that could kill the lights. So when we get that building going down and escaping, we get that dark imagery, and we have the one strobe I'm trying to find on the opposite side.
And Route 1 was backed up like a man.
Okay, so here we see this. This is the one that comes out on that lawn. The fire department connection looks like that, I believe. That's the southwest corner of the structure, fire department connection. So I'm still learning this system, but it looks like that loop system is coming across the top and going that way, whereas just that one that runs across the 6-inch line from the pump area, from one of the 6-inch branch offs. So that's that fire department connection, and this one appears, if I'm getting this mapping right of it, that's that one, and our for sure pressurized line is here. This one.